Almighty. Thanks to God Almighty. Thanks to God Almighty. Almighty. Thanks to God Almighty. Thanks to God Almighty. Almighty. Thanks to God Almighty. Thanks to God Almighty. Almighty.
Let it shine on me.
Purchase your tracks today.
This is Black Fire Radio, media for the 21st century.
Every day living life in the jungle. And you know life ain't easy, so
Purchase your tracks today.
I want life, so live it with love. Say you know life ain't easy, but live it with love. So I give thanks to God Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, Almighty, thanks to God Almighty. Man, no free stop. Every day trouble going crazy. Man, them feeling mighty. But I give thanks to God Almighty. I give thanks to God Almighty. I'm no living fear. Now them disappear. Cause I know my friend. They say man, no go become the thing. They say man, no go become the thing. They say me, I don't become the thing. They say me, I don't become the thing. All I do, I be bunje. 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 Thanks to God Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, Almighty. See every day, man the ginger all day, man the hustle all day, get paper all day, all of it, what's it go? Come the ask to chain a lot, where the con they get the motor. All the girls that done before I'm going on my way, got nothing else to say. Good God, shine it out. Good God, shine it out. All I do, I need to all I do, I need to all I do, I need to thanks to God Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, Almighty.
Let it shine on me.
Purchase your tracks today.
You just stay move too fast, girl. Slow it down. Nah, eat up. Cause I know say you fit take another round. See, I don't know how you become my way, but I know who let you out. Boy, eat up, cause you're moving all around, girl, slow it down, now you there, your hands in my head, you running it like you just don't care, the boyfriend saying this just ain't fair, calling your phone but you just ain't there, I see me again, she said she wanna see me again, she wondered if you know the same trips again, go up the cup and let's go again. I would be go to the sunlight, I watch a movie if it feel like, and take you back to the room like, around the cup and make it feel right,
This is Black Fire Radio.
I watch the stars from the rooftop, You just to go, baby, don't stop. You just to go, baby, don't stop. Tree, be love, yeah, tree, be love, yeah, tree, be love, yeah, tree, be love, oh, tree, be love, yeah, tree, be love, yeah, tree, be love, tree, be love, yeah, tree, be love, yeah, tree, be love. Tree, we love, oh, tree, we love, yeah, tree, we love, yeah, tree, we love, you bad, yeah, you bad. No get time for loving up, but you're my type. No lie, I don't feel like. People might be kicking it, but girl, you fine. You fine. I said you fine, it's like God to plotting and they put it in your body. Yeah. I said they put it in your body. See me again. She said she wanted to see me again. She wanted to feel the same trips again. Go off the cup and let's go again. I see me again. She said she wanted to see me again. She wanted to feel the same trips again. Go off the cup and let's go again. Tree, be love, yeah, tree, be love, yeah, tree, be love, yeah, tree, be love, oh, tree, be love, yeah, tree, be love, yeah, tree, be love, tree, we love, yeah, 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 tree,
This is Black Hot Fire Radio, media for the 21st century.
Yes, I Karibuni sana to the Black Hot Fire Radio Media for the 21st century. A wonderful, wonderful good morning. It has been a great week, and I want to welcome you to the weekend as we get to kick in right here on the Pan-African Bliss. My name is Joey. I hope you are doing great this wonderful morning. And of course, remember, we are live and interactive on our social media handles. We are on Facebook, on Twitter, and also on Instagram as you get to interact with us, telling us how has your week been. Mine has been super positive, and of course, you know what we are all about, vibrating positive vibes all the way from the 254 to wherever you are listening to us from. We have our brothers and sisters all the way from Florida. We have all the way from New York, all the way from Jamaica, all the way from Ghana, the UK. We appreciate you and for taking your time for joining us on the broadcast today. This is the Pan-African Bliss. My name is Joby. And I hope you are doing great this morning. Karibuni sana once again. Remember, we are on Facebook at the Black Hot Fire Network radio station, on Twitter as well, and also on Instagram as you get to interact with us. You can use the hashtag on Twitter, that is on the weekend, rather the weekend itself, because we are just arriving and kicking in onto the weekend, and we want to give you, rather serve you nothing but the best. And of course, you can send in your request today as you tell us, which is one of the most amazing jams that you want us to play here for you, right here on the Black Hot Fire Radio Media for the 21st century. You can also call us in, SMS us or WhatsApp us, and I did get to say that when it comes to the matters, of course, especially, I've not seen anyone trying to attempt to call us, despite, we had Sister Lightbearer, that is some time back, and I don't know about you, the rest of the family, but you can attempt maybe to give us a call right here today. Karibuni sana once again. I hope you are doing great. And of course, you know how we start our day. And before that, as I give some positive quotes to you and to you all the way from here, from the 254, I want to, also tell you to engage with us. That is on our platforms. We are on the website itself also. You can find us at the www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. Once you log onto the website, feel free to create your own profile and join the Black Hot Fire family. We are all about positivity, and that is what we want to serve. You can also download the app on the Google Play Store and get to enjoy these amazing vibes we have right here for you. And today's quote is just some positive affirmations as you get to kick in onto the weekend. I still want you to vibrate your mentality onto the highest point, because that is what we are all about. And today's quote goes by, if you have a positive frame of mind, you can manifest the positive things in your life. If you have the positive frame of your if you have the positive frame of mind, you can manifest positive things in your life. Karibuni sana, and I do hope that one is gonna make some manifestos or other affirmations into your life, because I keep on saying that you need to vibrate your life at the highest, because you deserve it, man. This life, you find that most of us, we have been enslaved mentally, and this is because we have been reasoning in the negative way, or rather the negative shades that we are facing in life. But I want to ensure, as for you and of course the members of the Black Out Fire family, that you are vibrating and manifesting at the highest point. Karibuni sana once again. Of course, I do hope that you have enjoyed the vibes that I did get to serve. I did get to play you some thank you God by the one in only that is Lex the Wolf, all the way from Nigeria. Man, I do love the voice of this guy. He just have an amazing vibes. And of course, I also did get to play Triple Love Still by him, that is Lex the Wolf, all the way from Nigeria. We did get to host him some time back here on the Black Out Fire Radio. In case you did get to miss that one out, you can check it out on the website at the www.blackoutfirenetwork.com. And you can see what he's all about when it comes to music, and how he is trying to encourage the young people right here to join, or rather to engage with us in this particular kind of these topics, rather engagement. Chi, I don't know who's Chi. I don't remember you, but I also want to interact and say hi to the people who are live right here. I want to say hi to Marin, hi to the rest of the family, Fine Boy, and Chi. I remember it was Chi Mufasa. You did get to change your name, but I can't accept the request right now, but you can engage with us. We are live on our YouTube at the Black Out Fire Network. The rest is our radio station, as you get to serve or rather enjoy this positive vibe that we have for you. Gonna take a short musical break. Then when we come back, I'm gonna be hinting you on much of what is really happening in the matters of here in the 254. There's some time back, rather just even during this week, I did get to hint a little bit on the matters of where right now even the church leaders are being used in the matters of COVID, and they are trying to also push this how do I call them? I don't want to call them servants, because they are the congregation. They're trying to use the pastors to also engage with the congregation and telling them more about the job. But I want to hint also on the matters of because we know all this is being used rather politicians are the ones pushing this particular kind of wave and ensuring that these matters are on toes, and rather citizens are going to ensure, rather they are going to ensure that citizens do whatever that they want. But at the end of the day, do remember that we know our stand, and of course we are all about educating and ensuring that people do get to know and learn what is really happening around the world. I did love what Huda did say that is yesterday. I love Huda. If I had to choose, I was saying, if I had to choose right now, one of the celebrities right here in the 254. If you get to check in the likes of Versi Dika, if you get to check in the likes of Huda, I'm not hating, but I love Huda Monroy. She's one of the influencers in the 254, and she was saying that I just love her positive mentality. She was saying that in the matters of, when it comes to education, so we have been enslaved. And this is super true, because not so many Africans do get to realize this. And that is why I can say that even us growing up, you've been mentally enslaved in such a way that you cannot really see beyond, what you are seeing right now. And she also did go ahead and say, unless you visit, or rather unless you get into other places and get to see the different in a different way, you will never reach to certain levels. And I totally agree with that. And that is why I did get to give you this positive quote. And of course, as we also get to engage on the matter of today, that if you have a positive frame of mind, you can manifest positive things in your life. And that is totally true. And I totally agree on that. But we're going to take a short musical break. When we come back, I'll be discussing more on this. For now, I'll be giving you Essence by the one and only Wizkid. And of course, as I say, this is one of the most banging jam right now. He be trending right now in the Instagram, in every platform, because of this particular one. But can you kindly enjoy this and keep it the Black Out Fire Network? We'll be right back.
This is Black Out Fire Radio.
But I need you now. Yeah, I find you, I give you what you need. I know what you like. I really call me. Time is at the yes. I try to teach you, but I need some lessons. other one. Turn me out of my mind. You don't need no other body. You don't need no other body. Only you feel on my body. Only you feel on my body. You don't need no other body. Said I made it mess up my mind. And I made it make you free at your mind. Say your body talk to me nice. Say now my love you didn't need for your life. Yeah, I love to be like. Say everything together, yeah, day and night. Yeah, if I leave, you cry. Yeah, if you leave, I go cry. Love me your body, baby. As you're whining your body, baby. So crazy. Love me your body, baby. Get me what you
This is Black Fire Radio.
You don't need no other body. You don't need no other body. Only you feel on my body. Only you feel on my body. You don't need no other body. Hey, baby, everybody to say. No one loves you, no yes. No one wants you the same way. Not till the morning, I want to come from your loving. I just wanna get you beside me. Give me all you need, give me all you need, give me all you, give me all you need, give me all you need, give me all. Make I give you all you need, every touch you need, give you all, make I give you all you need, baby. Yeah. You don't need no other body. You don't need no other body. Only you feel on my body. Only you feel on my body. Yeah.
This is Black Fire Radio, media for the 21st century.
And yes, we are back, and this is the Black Fire Radio Media for the 21st century. I hope you are doing great as we get to serve that particular one, Essence, by the one and only Whiskey and Thames. Karibuni sana once again. This is the Pan-African Bliss. My name is Joby, and I do hope that you are doing great on this particular one. You had a fantastic week. I do hope so. As you get to interact with us, we are live and interactive. That is on our social media handles. We are on Facebook on the Black Fire Network radio station. We are on Twitter at the Black Fire Network. We are also on Facebook at the Black Fire Network as well. Please do remember to interact with us as you throw in nothing but the positive vibrations. It is 8 minutes to air to 12 p.m. Why is it that I'm shrugging today? I don't understand what it is, but I do hope that you are enjoying this particular. It is 8 minutes to 12 on the 17th of September, and the month is slowly coming to the end. As we say right here on the Black Fire Radio, we say that each and every month, each and every new week, ensure that you are setting some goals for yourself as you get to manifest those particular ones, because at the end of the day, you need some positive vibrations in your life, and of course, ensuring that you are targeting the goals that you have set for yourself. We were talking about we did get to discuss some, issue yesterday on the Rhythm Scoop Show, where we were talking about, still on the matters of financial literacy, because I think most of us, we are relying so much. And when you look at the news also, you see that so many people are complaining, oh, we need Serikali, we need the government or the leaders to help us in this particular kind of way. I've lost this and this. It is a high time that you citizens, or rather the nations, you have to realize that this government does not really care about you. They're going to say this and this, and at the end of the day, you are the ones, or your lives are the ones who are left, at stake. Because when a leader wants to vie for presidency or other vice for a seat, they're gonna ensure that you're gonna hear each and every particular word that they want you to hear. We're gonna do this and this. We're gonna install waters and everything. And I was just talking about the same matter I did get to see yesterday, that a young lady got married to a Chinese guy because of installing electricity. I mean, how desperate are people outside here? And that is why they get to say also the matters of the African mentality is still under the slavery, because that is why you can see even Huda was saying that when it comes to terms of education, So many people are mentally enslaved and they do not really want to walk out of it. And who are leading us in this mental enslavement? It is our leaders. And we need to really walk out of it. We really need to wake up, because unless you see life beyond where you are, you'll never be able to elevate in any particular kind of way. It is high time you also have to opt to have a second option when it comes to this life. Even if you are doing this particular kind of hustle, ensure that you are investing it somewhere else, or rather investing into something that when you look back, even if this option A, if it fails, you have option B. Because the government right now, has come to a point, especially when you look at the life of the city. Let me just hint a little bit of the life those people who are grown in the city. You come to the city, you have invested right here, maybe you have one reliant job, then that job, it's maybe at a particular point, maybe it's a company, it happens to fail or rather fall, at the end of the day, you are left without any option. You are left stranded. Maybe you didn't invest in anything, you don't have any money or anything. But at the end of the day, it's a high time you as a citizens, or rather you as a person, you have to think quick, in a very, very quick way. Because at the end of the day, this life, as I keep on saying, it is fully 100% your responsibility, and only you are capable of doing whatever no one can ever do. Because at the end of the day, if you have kids, you have a wife, you have a family to raise, they are looking up unto you, and you won't go knock into your neighbor. Because as much as we say that a brother in need is a brother indeed, but at the end of the day, we've seen that this life, you're fully 100%, have to take care of yourself in either way or another, and stop depending, or rather crying unto the government that we need help in this particular kind of way. I need the government help me in this kind of way. I need to raise money for this. Ensure that you have an option B when it comes to every particular kind of matter, because the government is no one's mother or anyone's baby. Yes. Hello, Keith.
Good morning, Joby. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good morning unto you, because I know that it's morning, but afternoon unto me. How are you doing this particular morning?
3:30 in the damn morning.
What? It is so early.
Yeah, how about that?
It is very, very early. But thank you for taking your time and for joining us on the broadcast. How has your week been? As we get much deeper into the topic of the day.
Busy. Busy. Week's been busy.
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
So, my week's been very busy, Joby. Very busy.
It is good when you are busy at at the end of the day, if you are achieving.
I don't know about all that. I was busy working in a hurricane. The next thing I was in, while I was in Texas, the next thing I was in South Carolina, then back home to Florida. So it's been busy.
It is good to be busy if you are achieving something positive out of it, because at the end of the day, as I was saying, I was just hinting on the matter of how we've seen so many people right here on the African continent. When something happens, rather you have lost your house, or maybe some cranes happens, then at the end of the day you end up crying to the government, or rather there is shortage. We know that sometimes there is shortage of food.
Governments in Africa were never set up to help African people. Governments in Africa were never set up to facilitate African people. That's why the educational system is so indoctrinating. It is. It is. You look at the African school, you're like, my God, this is straight indoctrination. It is crazy. It's bad in America, but not as bad in Africa. I think Africa's got all the land and all the money. The school system in Africa is. It is 10 times like indoctrination times 10. It is ridiculous. It's regurgitation of idiotic nonsense. It's like good. There's no critical thinking at all. You're not taught to learn how to think. You're taught what to think, but not how to think.
Yeah.
And that's what you got. Oh, what's the government going to do for me? The government's not designed for you. What are you going to do for yourself? What
exactly.
You self-reliant? The Africa they never have these governments. These governments were created by white people. So before these governments were created, how did Africans survive? They were self-reliant. You need to go back and learn to be self-reliant. All your technical skills, you know what? You lost or you gave away to white people. Well, I'm not going to say that. As children, your great grandparents were children, they were forced to give up their ways. And so a lot of African ways were lost because they were forced to take European ways. Now you scream and be the government not gonna do nothing. I need the government. I don't know what I'm gonna do about the government. Hey, the government was never designed to do anything for African people. That's why you see African people on the continent mired in poverty. It's not just in Kenya, Nigeria. And Spikes were doing the show yesterday, the day before yesterday, showing you all the money on that was yesterday because I was over in I was in Savannah when I got on the show with Spikes. Showing you the money that's been stolen from African people. It's in the trillions of dollars. Who's got it? White people. You scream and talk about the government this, the government that, the government. The system was never built for you to have any money. All the money's been sucked out of Africa by your enemies. You don't even know you have an enemy. Africa doesn't even know he has an enemy. You have enemies.
They don't know, because if you look at the likes of like the cousin of mine I told you when you were arguing with him, and he got very angry at me because you're saying, you know, the Europeans came to save us, so how can they be our enemy? But still on the matters of
how they came to save you from all the money that how they came I always ask this logical question. Come to save you from what? What did they save you from? Since he says that, the counter question would be, come to save us from what? From ourselves?
Nothing. It is nothing. They came to manipulate us. And I was just hinting still on the system of education that you are talking about. And there is this influencer in Kenya. She's really intelligent. And I just love the fact that she is an awoke person. And it's like she saw everything way before, even like when you look at right now, how young are. And she went ahead and said that, you know, the system of education is meant to enslave us, and most Africans do not really understand that. She went ahead and said that we are where we are because mentally.
Let me give you a quote. Let me give you a quote. I always try teaching everybody. Let me give you a quote. And this should be inspirational for you, Katie. Spikes already knows what I'm talking. Your enemy is never going to teach you to overthrow them. Your enemy is never going to teach you to overthrow them. And it's funny, why was the education, shout out to Dr. Mumby, finally understand it. Why wasn't the educational system ever changed by these puppets when Africa supposedly got free back in the early 1960s? Why did they keep the British form of education? Why did they not teach them about themselves? Why did they go back to African education and African dignity and African excellence of knowing themselves? Why did they keep these systems? Because the white man said, you bet not change the educational system. That's why you got these goofy Negroes in Kenya, in Nigeria, in Zimbabwe, South Africa, wearing these white man wigs on their fucking heads, in Uganda, in Cameroon. It is absolutely moronic, and it is disrespectful to your ancestors.
It is. She went ahead and said that we are where we are because we are we have been captured mentally, and we are in chains. And this is because of our leaders. They are our biggest, slaves. Like, they are the ones who are enslaving us unto all this. They are the biggest masters, or when it comes to all this, like Africans being enslaved and not being able to move forward, seeing yourself as poor, seeing yourself that you can only conquer if you are helped by the government. And she went ahead and said we also need a jailbreak because it's like we are in a jail. We are in a jail, and we are living in a system where education.
You need a jailbreak. That's a really good analogy. Yeah, Africans need a jailbreak. As I shared that video with Katie about how the bad leadership in Africa, Africans have had bad leadership, I would say, really for the last 600, 700 years. It's been leadership in Africa has been atrocious. And shout out to the African brother who told the truth in that video. African leadership has been so abhorrent, so atrocious. I must say it's been mostly male leadership. It's been so backwards, so idiotic that it has destroyed the continent and put African people on the bottom. It's like it was, the leadership has been so bad, it boggles the mind. That's
It
all
is
I'll say.
we are living in a world where the system of education is only about we are using two words right now: information and exposure. Like, you get the information that is meant to kill you, and you are exposed to what you really not supposed, like you are being exposed to what is not even your own culture, or not what is not your even history.
Exactly. You've been raised not to be yourself. You've been raised to hate yourself. It's like your cousin. The white man came to Africa to help me. Help me from what? From myself?
Well, he gave me.
That doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't even make any sense. He came to help me from what? From me? What did he come to help me from? He said, the white man, how can they be our enemy? They came to you don't even know the history of Kenya. Do you know they had enslavement camps in Kenya? But they were planning to genocide all of Kenya. They were planning to murder every man, woman, and child in Kenya. And he's talking about they his friends. The government has not even taught the Kenyans that the white man planned to genocide every Kenyan. Because Kenya was supposed to be like Australia because of the climate. It's temperate there. They said, well, climate's good. Let's kill off all these African people and claim this country as our own. That was the plan. And your moronic cousin talking about the white man came to help me, help us, you moron. They were going to genocide your stupid ass until the Africans started to fight. Did you know you had wars in Kenya? Does your cousin, your moronic cousin, know that?
He doesn't. He gave me the damn name like, I'm the white person. He always calls me the European. So
You're
I'm
the
like,
white person. They had war. Well, the African in Kenya went to war against the white man. It wasn't because the white man came to help them. They didn't go to war to Kenya because the white man came to help them. They went to war because they were about to be genocided.
But I do hope that people are gonna be able to wake up and see everything. Like I remember there's a time my own mother, my mom, she was saying that if only she had a way, like how she could ensure that kids, or rather my siblings, do not go to school. They don't have to go to the hospital and get this polio thing. And it's like she got to realize everything earlier, because she was like, all these vaccines that we take, they're only meant to, they bring the disease inside you. And she was like, if there was a way I could, stop my kids from going to school and not getting all this vaccination that, they have to get because it is like a mandatory thing, I wish there was a way I could do that and escape my children, rather my my siblings out of it. But I do hope that other people are gonna be able to wake up and see all this, before
home. You guys start learning, mama, and you gotta be able to educate your own children, like the African did. The African didn't take their kids to school. African had knowledge that they passed down generationally through stories and also teaching them one-on-one. You didn't have a school system like white people did. So go back to your culture, and you won't have to get jabbed. You're in a culture that's not your own, and it was never given to you to help you. You need, but because I'm gonna talk to you guys while you guys eat lunch about what's coming.
I was saying that I want to say first good morning to also General Mosquito. Thank you for joining us. I was saying yesterday that I don't know if you did get to see the show, or rather my show yesterday. I was talking about Kenya trying to invent its own vaccine, and I was saying they should.
They're not inventing the zone. It's going to be AstraZeneca. They send them a plant. It's not going to
be. I know, right?
That's it's not there. That's the whole thing. It's like they did South Africa. Oh, South Africa has got its own, it's Johnson & Johnson vaccination. It's not their own. It's the same white people built a plant there with the same poison. They're bringing the poison closer to Kenya so they can. I can't talk. That's how they got the other channel taken down. I forgot to put the thing on private when we talked about this Wednesday show. I went in that diner and started eating, and after the show, I forgot to put the shit on private. and they came with the quickness and took the channel down. It's not there to help Kenya. It's there to get closer to Kenya so I can now kill you. That's what it's about. And
well, I was saying that
all this stuff's going to come out. In Africa, you're going to have to make some real hard choices because the fake puppets have been complicit in genocide and they must be executed. We're going to see whether you got the nerve to do what you need to do as human. Because what they've done with Ramaphosa, with Kenyatta, with Buhari, with Kofi Adada, dude, we pronounce that goofy nigga's name over Ghana, Museveni, even down there in Rwanda with Paul Kagame. You got crimes against humanity. And I'm telling you what's coming. What's coming is the whole collapse of this lie. I don't even say it. The whole collapse of this lie is going to happen within the next year because you're now really in the age of knowledge, of awareness. And the vibration of the planet is changing. So you're moving out of the age of belief and not knowing shit to the age of knowledge and knowing, gnosis. So African people, there's going to be a whole unraveling of this lie. And you're going to have to hold leaders. Only leader you had in Africa was John Magufuli. They murdered him, who was telling the truth. All these news people are going to have to get executed. All of them. They've all been telling lies. I don't give a fuck if they owned by the Rothschilds or not. You had the choice to tell people the truth. You chose the lie. Don't tell me you just reading the card. I was told to read this. I didn't want to. I don't give a shit. You are culpable for genocide, and you must be held responsible. Can't say I didn't know. I was reading the card. I don't give a fuck if you're sitting in Kenya on that news you don't own, Nigeria, the news you don't own, but Zimbabwe, the news you don't. Anybody that was reporting this lie, you are culpable for genocide, and you must be executed. That's coming. That's coming. Period.
It is coming because we've seen right now in Zimbabwe also, if you don't have the vaccine, you're not going to work anywhere. They have made it mandatory. We also seen that in South Africa, the same case.
Exactly.
In Kenya, it's in Kenya, they have started, the same, shit. But I was saying that even if it's the matter of inventing the vaccine, the same way that you did get to say you should go back to your culture. If it is the matter of inventing the vaccine, rather inventing other things in Africa itself without depending.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
The white man only showed up in Africa maybe 200 years ago, okay? But so explain to me, Africans didn't have vaccinations. How's that the African, and most Africans don't know this, but this is a fact. It's not my opinion. We got to be able to distinguish fact from opinion. For thousands of years, the African didn't have any diseases, Joby. So how did he survive for thousands of years without vaccination? How did he do it?
Exactly. That's why I'm saying if they are to invent, medicine or anything, they should go back to the culture, especially to the people in the rural area, because we so much dislike people from the rural areas, but they are full of, they are very bright when it comes to the matters of medicine. If you come from the city and go to the rural area, let's say for example, you are bitten by a snake or maybe something, you are hurt in any particular kind of way. They're not going to rush to the chemistry. They're going to make a medical herb, which is natural, and you're going to heal very, very, very quick.
Joby, nature is your medicine, Joby. Nature.
You're going to heal very, very quick, unlike when you get injections which make you weaker, and the medications from the chemistry and the pharmacy, they only make you weaker to any particular kind of point or whatever you are going through. So I was saying, even if it is the matter of inventing vaccination or rather any type of thing they want to invest, let's go back to the culture, because people who are deep in the culture, you'll never see them getting sick, rushing to the hospitals.
So what the lady told you over, and she said, we never got sick till you white people showed up with the big cough. And you brought us the diseases. The diseases came, Joby, because they were trying to wipe black people out. Those diseases, there's no doubt that AIDS was created in a lab as a bioweapon to murder African people. There's no doubt that Ebola was created in the lab to wipe out black people so white people have access to the resources of Africa. That's how AIDS got to Africa. It wasn't no damn virus. It was created in the lab to murder African people.
It is crazy, but people need to really wake up and see the difference between, you should go back to the culture, because I do think if we do, rather if people stop the matter of ignorance and do research about
Put this up
yourself.
for me, Joby. Put this up for me. Put this up for me. So I'm gonna teach you something, right? The last time I'm gonna start teaching. I don't know if you're ready for it. It might blow your mind. But let me. The average age of the European was 35, Joby. Average age. I mean, he died at 35. Average age. So I want you to look up this. Say, look up. Let's go 500 years ago. Europeans finally get out of Europe. Let's say in 1492. What was the average age of the European? Google. Hell, I might have to have you go duck, go. Google got so many lies now. Shit.
Let's see what I'm going to say.
Yeah, but Google that for me. Say, in 1492, what was the average age of the European?
Well, let me see. Age discovery. They're saying that. Okay, let me open this one and see what they are talking about.
All right.
Okay. They're saying that the age discovery, it is an information. I don't know what they are trying to describe this, but so they're saying, let me see. European exploration outside the Mediterranean started in the, not that one. It's not that one particularly, is it? It's not.
No, that's what you go. Say in 1492. We'll go back to the beginning page of Google again and just see and scroll down and probably tell you. Say, what was the average age of the European in 1492? It should give you an age somewhere on that page.
Okay.
What was the average age?
In 1942.
No, not 19.
In 1492.
1492.
Okay. All right.
That was the year the African loses power in Europe, and Europeans finally go out to the world. So, what is their average age in 1492?
So they're saying by 1492, people had lived in the Western Hemisphere for tens of thousands of years. For much of this time, it is believed that they had experienced virtually no recorded sustained contact with other parts of the world. Europe.
Yeah, we know that. We know that. They said the European had never been out of Europe. He was a moron. Exactly. That's true. I just want to know the age. I don't want them to tell me that the European was.
I'm not the age. They are not bringing the age. Actually, literally, they are not bringing the age.
Okay. Well, let me tell you. The average age of the European was 35 years old.
Whoa. Okay.
Average age. Do you know the average age of the African, Joe? You know average age of the African back then?
It should. I think it should be 100 or maybe.
It was 150 years.
Yeah.
So, if the average age of the European was only 35, he would be dead when he was 35. He was already old when he was 15. That's why most Europeans got married when they were 15. He was already middle aged at 15 and 16. He wasn't going to live but another 15 years, right? 15, 16, 17 years. The African average age was 150. Now, after being with the European, the average age of most Africans in their countries is maybe 55, 60. So your average age went down. Their average age went up after coming in contact with African people. That lets you know also there's been a theft of knowledge from you Because now they live longer than you live less than, and it's been a complete complete collapse of African society, because you don't even live to be 100 most times. When your average age was 150, that was the average age. School in Africa, Joby, let me tell you, this is gonna blow your mind. School in Africa used to last 40 years.
What?
40 years.
School? Did you say school?
School. 40 years. When you but you wouldn't know, because you was okay. Let's say you got out when you're 40, right? You still had 100, and you still lived another 110 years, Joby. But yes, you did the learn, because you were learning the universe. That's why the term university came from. The African had to know everything. So you got a universal education. So the further you go back in time, I mean, I first started, I said, damn, 40 years? Shit, God damn, that's a long time. 40 years in school? Shit. But now, that's why these Africans were so brilliant. Africans were brilliant people. Brilliant. That's why you were called the sage race. Do me a favor again. Put us up. Say, who were the original sage race of people? I don't know if you know what sage even means. S-A-G-E. Who were the original sage race of people?
Sage race of people.
Sage race. Race. R-A-C-E. Who are the original sage race of people?
All right. Okay, they are saying that this is the ethnic group first. That is what the first thing.
Yeah, what the African. Should say the African.
They're saying that. Okay, let me see. The definition of Google's. You know, I hate that Google has to give you so many options for you to read something. I really hate that it has to give you so many, like millions of options for you to see what you read.
The options teach you how to research, Joe, and use discernment. You got to get more options, because that's just somebody's opinion. So you got to figure out which opinion is correct by using discernment and research. By using so many options, you get to break down. If everyone is saying one thing and someone's saying another thing, the one that's usually saying the other thing is usually the lie. So you want the options, because that's how you learn how to research. That's how you learn how to find the truth and have discernment. But it should say the African. And sage, do you know what sage means, Joby?
Not really. I don't think I do.
Sage race means an intellectual race. Now they call you the sage race. Sage race meant the intellectual race. The knowing race. Not the believing race. The race of the African was known that thousands of years ago was the race of knowledge and wisdom. Now he's the race of fear and stupidity. How did that happen? He used to be known as the race of knowledge and wisdom.
Well, I do hope that, but most Africans do not really know. That is why you see that we're now seeing that the system of education is making us even more dumb. You see that as an African person, when you go to school,
because
especially
that's not education. You're getting indoctrinated by European lies. It never changed the education. It's not education.
Even the Africans themselves, because if you are a teacher and you are teaching students, like you want them to acquire knowledge from this particular kind of option.
Teachers don't know. If the teachers haven't been given a different curriculum, if they haven't seeked knowledge, they're only regurgitating what they learned in these European schools, with these European curriculum. They're only regurgitating what they've learned. They haven't went out and actually seek knowledge and become a sage race of people. But you got in Kenya, in Nigeria, you don't got sage race of teachers. You got people that are indoctrinated teaching you nonsense. That's why Fela Kuti said, the father of Afro beat, said, "Teacher, stop teaching me nonsense. even him as a child knew that the African teacher was teaching him nonsense. The teacher
Yeah,
don't teach you nonsense.
exactly. That is the truth, because you find even the teachers themselves who are giving us education, they literally do not know the truth about the history, about the culture and
They
everything.
don't.
But they are still the first people to point fingers at you and call you stupid, that you are stupid in class, all you do is eat, all you do. They really they are, it's like a bully, they are pointing fingers at you. If you are, let's say you are fat, they say that all you do is eat, all you do is do this, all you do is sleep. They can never say anything positive, and that's why you can see even when you are out of the school, even when
You
it
look,
comes to the matters of
yeah.
financial literacy, you do not know anything beyond you being called stupid, and which
Well,
is really bad.
well, it is bad. It was never meant. Your enemy was not going to build you an educational system that was going to overthrow him. Your educational system, like you said, is teaching you how. And go back to Dr. Mumby's. Let's see, Dr. Mumby's is teaching you to be a slave. Look up, go to Dr. Mumby's channel real quick before you get out of Joby, and go to her one. Says the educational system that you got is teaching you to be a slave. She got one video, which is truthful. Okay, that's all. It was always to teach you how to be a slave. And the other person, Kenya, that you said the influence, she's right. It teaches you how to be a slave, how to devalue yourself, how to hate yourself. They tell you lies. It's like what Spike said. They told you about Kenya started with the Portuguese explorer, whatever the hell his name was. Like, what? That's not when your history started. When white people showed up. Are you insane? But that's what they teach you. These are lies, absolute lies. If a white person's telling you, it's a damn lie. That's what you need to know. If anybody white's telling you anything, but anything historical, first thing you know, say, hey, if his lips are moving, or her lips are moving, you take it as a lie, because it is.
Well, it is really crazy, because literally right now, if you look at, also we were talking about the system of education, like if you are trying to engage with a child right now, because the system of education right now in the 254, it has been changed. We used to learn ABCD, but right now the kids, rather my siblings, are learning Abukudu. So if you are trying to pronounce something to a kid, they're like, no, my teacher did not teach me that. My teacher did not tell me that. So why are you saying that? That is wrong. You're trying to, it's like you are arguing. So you're saying that, mentally, still, kids are also like, they are being, it's like everything is being switched on their heads. Like everything is being switched, even trying to, the way you're going to
It's
relate.
indoctrination. If I want to keep power, Joby, I want to keep Africa's rich. I've got rich from African people. I was always poor. The European, as you just read, right there said the European had never been out of Europe before 1492. And that's a fact. So they were impoverished. So if I know my history, the Europeans damn sure know their history. They know about Africa. They've always been impoverished. So if I know I was impoverished, Joby, and now I got control of Africa, and now I'm rich, and I'm controlling the world, why the hell would I want to educate the African to overthrow me, and the African become rich and I become impoverished again? How's that benefit me if I'm European? It doesn't. So I'm not going to do it.
Well, it is crazy, because I think it is, everything is right now, with everything that kids are receiving, even us, it is like we are, I don't know how to say it. There's a term I want to use, because when you're trying, as the same way I'm saying that if you try to relate with a child, it's like you are arguing. So it's like, there's a way that they are, playing with people's mentality, rather the kids' mentality as well. Because
it sounds like a sponge, Joe, but you got to get them young. That's why.
I don't know how to say it, but that is what is really happening.
Well, a child's mind is like a sponge. If you don't get them young, you indoctrinate them, because a child will regurgitate everything, because their minds are a sponge, and it would just absorb all kind of lies, and there's no filter. They don't know they're being lied to. Hey, this is my teacher. She's a good person, or he's a good person, teaching me all the stuff. There can't be nothing bad about it. Then also,
It's really making me mad, because when I try to remember when I was in school, our teachers could really point fingers at you, calling you stupid. And right now, if they see you elevating, they're gonna be looking for you. Oh, I knew you're gonna be great in life. I knew you're gonna do this and this and this. When you are calling me stupid in class, why? Why? It is really crazy. It is really crazy, because after
Called you say, how could you call me stupid in class when you're teaching me lies and nonsense, teacher? You don't even know how the world works. You can't call me stupid and you don't even know shit. You're not even really qualified to be a teacher in any real school.
I know, that's right. And I wish that there is a way that if we could get or the system of education could be changed, especially when it comes to the matters of science, because the things that we did get to miss the most is about the universe, like understanding the universe itself, like in a better way, because all we did get is that you have to use chemicals to get these plants growing. You only have to water plants to get them growing. You have to use a djembe to do this and things. But you were never told about the universe itself.
They told the white man told you learn the universe is now witchcraft.
The worst thing is, despite you being called stupid, you are meant to look at the European, rather the white person, as the brightest person. So it means even the African people, these teachers are the dumbest. Actually, they are the dumbest. It's really making me angry.
Because it teaches you indoctrination. They're not happy with themselves. They teach you to worship your enemy. And I've been in those schools, especially with the religion in Kenya, with the schools. Even in Nigeria, we love Jesus. Jesus loved me, the white man, the Jesus. That's indoctrination of a lie. It's hard to ever, like I said, how do you unlearn a lie? It's hard when you're grown. When you're an adult, hard because the mind fractures, Joby. How do you unlearn a lie? It is hard.
It is hard, because I remember even you trying to open up the truth to me the first time about Jesus. Was like, I remember I was asking Kami, like, where have you heard what Keith was saying? Is this true? Like, what are you guys saying? Like, what are you saying?
He said, because if Keith said, because there's no Jesus, does it mean there's no God? No,
yeah, exactly.
God, Joby, but Jesus is not God.
She explained to me, and I had to capture, but it's really, being honest, it disturbed my mind. I was like, no. This is crazy. This is crazy. That is me being super honest, but I have to say it. But I am glad that I'm growing and I'm understanding a lot. Even Spikes was telling me yesterday, I'm growing.
It did me too, Joby. When I learned, I said, that God, who's God? I grew up in the same lives, Joby. So I've been where you've been at. I was there too. I even shared with Cammy and Spikes that I cried and I cried in my dorm room in college, and they laughed at me. I said I was broken. I was scared. I know what the fuck. If this shit ain't real, then who the hell is God? Does that mean I had to learn all this on my own. Like, well, who the hell is God? Then is there a God? This Jesus shit is a lie. And I knew it was a lie. I said, this thing is a lie. Does that mean it ain't no God? I was scared and confused and shit.
Yeah, it is mind blowing. So I was even telling Kate, like, you've not even gotten, like, you are rarely like even a quarter of whatever I had received. So get ready. Like, I was just trying to tell her, get your mind ready to learn.
I don't think Kate's not ready yet. I can't see Kate up. Kate to go home there, put out the house, talking like that.
I was trying to tell her that you have to get ready and get your mind ready to learn everything. But I want we're almost coming to the end of the show, and I want to appreciate you. Thank you, Keith, for letting me know about sage. I didn't know what is sage, and sage rays. I didn't know.
Before we go, Job, say, what is the definition of sage?
I have checked it out. When you were explaining to me, I've checked it out, so I have understood.
Okay, you checked it out. Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah, I did have.
You are the sage. You are the sage race, Joby. So you shouldn't be worshiping Europeans. That's who you were. That was your history. I'm just giving it back to you. I'm just giving you back your own history. You come from the sage race. That means
And
you come from the race of wisdom and knowledge.
And I'm very proud. I'm literally very proud to be African and to be Kenyan. I'm very, very proud and to be part of the Black on Fire network. I am very, very proud and very much appreciative because I'm really learning a lot, because I never knew all this. Despite the fictions and everything, maybe I would have still, be listening to people's negativity, like, oh, you have to do this, or you have to, be light-skinned to look like this. Then people trying to change your mentality for you to bleach and try to, like trying to fit in a situation that is not really meant to be yours. But
as an African woman, Joby, you are the closest thing to the real creator of the universe.
God, I wish you could see me walking in the streets. I don't know if my confidence is on another level. Another level. You can't tell me anything right now. Not on the streets, because I'm like, do you even know anything about yourself? Because keep off me. Just keep off with me. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to grow. So that is it. But much love unto you, family. We want to appreciate you for taking your time, for joining us. General Mosquito, and a big shout out also to Wallens. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you and for taking your time. Also, Kid, thank you for your sentiments for the education of today and for also giving us this platform. Kwaheri. And see you.
Let me ask this one question before you leave. Just imagine if Black women got their mind back like you, what would happen in Africa? It wouldn't be dominated now, would it? No. If you get the African woman back her mind, they would not be able to dominate you.
We're going to have a lot of power. If so many women get to wake up and realize what they really are, the power in our hands, it will be on another level. The energy itself.
That's why they focus on it. That's why they focus on the African woman. Once we get her mind, and it spikes me in the tent once. That's when and they wrote this. Once we get her mind, we get the world. And they got the African woman's mind, and they got the world.
But much love unto you. I want to say Kwaherini for now. See you on the African Diary as you join on Kids Show.